Hey there folks, it's Matthew Seville here with SLRlounge.com, and I'm bringing you another weekly edit. We're in Lightroom here, and well, where here is Ballarat, a very tiny town, city. Basically it's like 3 buildings in the middle of nowhere near Death Valley. Actually, I plugged it in on the map, so if I go to Lightroom you can see. Here's Ridgecrest, Southern California is down here. Las Vegas is over there somewhere, yeah. So Ballarat is here in the middle of nowhere near Death Valley between Southern California and Las Vegas. Pretty cool adventures in the middle of nowhere. I was using the new Nikon D750 for this trip, and this lens is the Nikon 24 to 120 millimeter f4. A little bit of technical information up here, you can check that out. Let's hop into the weekly edit. This is already edited. I always have trouble with that word. So let's click reset and see where it started off. Okay, so first things first, I've got a whole bunch of nasty dust on my sensor. So I'm gonna go into the SLR Lounge mixology for 00 tools, and I'm going to hit the dust correction curve so it shows up the really bad ones. I'm not going to do every single one because this was a really dusty sensor, but I'm going to do the big ones just for the sake of this tutorial. What we've got here is this preset gives you crazy curves, and so that you can see the dots, the spots of sensor dust that you wouldn't normally see, or that it would be very difficult to see. So here we go. I'm going to hit Q, and I'm just going to go ahead and well, let's make the feather a little bit less. Let's make the size a little bit smaller, and let's just kill a couple of these spots, the major spots of dust here that I see. I'm going to hold down the space bar, click out, look around, click back in. There's one. Click out, click back in up here in the corner. Get rid of those big old specks of dust. Maybe there's a couple more up here. Maybe there's 1 or 2 here. There we go, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna go back out of the dust correction curve. Let me expand this so you can see. This is add, and then this is remove. So when I'm done, I just click this and it hides the crazy curves there. So I can see that I'm doing pretty good on the dust in the normal view of the image. So I'm going to hit Q again to go out of that. Well, another thing is I'm not really liking this contrail up here. That's one thing when you're in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness. One thing that just ruins that sense of solitude and isolation is a bunch of jetliners flying through the sky. So if I wanted to, I could hit Q and just clone it out. Or I could also, you know, I might clone out this pipe. But since I'm a little bit of a purist, I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to hit delete, and then I'm going to hit R for crop, and I'm just going to crop in so that that goes bye-bye. I'm going to crop in a little bit more here maybe, and kind of center the truck, and then we'll move on. So here we are. We've got the foundation base image ready to edit, and let's hop right into it. I want to give this a similar black and white, gritty, you know, very contrasty type of look, because it just lends itself very well. I've got the blue paint here, got the white. It's just so cool in both color and black and white. You know what? Let's do 2 versions really quick. But what I want to do is lay the foundation before I duplicate it. So let's hit the vivid foundation and let's try the basic one. Or let's go, since we have greens and blues, let's go all the way to saturate blue-green kick. That looks awesome right out of the box. Maybe once I've got the extra contrast and saturation in here, it's looking like I can start to tell, you know, that I messed up my white balance a little bit. I'm going to dial the magenta down, maybe dial the white balance down. That looks perfect. So right out of the box, this is pretty awesome. And I might call it good with, let's go down here to the brighten presets. I might call it perfect with either just a 00 or maybe a half a stop brighter. I kind of like the very dark kind of moodiness. So since there's a little bit of data missing here on the very right hand side of the histogram, instead of brightening it up a stop, I might just use my curves. I would delete this curve here and then just drag this curve over there until you watch the histogram as I do this. You can see the thing just start to spike there. And if I hit the J key to show the burning highlights, you can see it just start to clip on that car headlight there. So instead of brightening up the whole image, sometimes that's what I like to do. Maybe I would drag this up a little bit as well to kind of make sure those highlights get nice and crisp without brightening the overall image. And right there, I think I would be really happy to share this image with the world just the way it is. But let's play around with just a couple of different styles. I definitely wanted to do a black and white version. So I'm going to hit Command or Control apostrophe to create a virtual copy. And let's go down to the curves of black and white. What I really want to get here is either a neutral punch or a neutral matte. I really like both of these, and a lot of people like to clip the blacks a little bit and give it a kind of a film look, and it works very well for an image like this. But I think this is going to look nicer with the blacks being actually black. And there you go. Now, well, if you're looking down here, you might be thinking, why is the sky so dark in this other image that I took at the same camera settings? Well, that's because I've got everything right overall, but what I haven't done is I haven't gone to the black and white toning and the clarity overall. I haven't given it that last bit of pop that a black and white photo needs. So let's go to the adjustments for black and white toning, and let's do dramatic black and white landscapes, maybe plus, maybe plus plus. At a certain point, it could get really crazy because if you use a polarizer and you use the plus plus landscapes, it might darken the sky too much. I'm going to zoom in just to inspect this edge because that's where you might see a halo. If you use a circular polarizer and you go crazy with your black and white conversion, I'm dialing the blues and just the cooler tones way down here. You have to check for a halo because it might create that. Anyways, there you go. That image is pretty done. I'm really happy with it. Maybe the only thing I might do left is to go crazy with the details and skin. I like the way this is muted, but if you really want to, you can hit the grunge level of clarity. It's here in the detail and skin adjustments. That right there is looking real awesome. So now we've got a killer black and white photo. Let's go back and look at this color photo really quick. I would love to do oppositely from the black and white, which I think looks great, clear, and crisp. I might want to do a little bit of a fade here for this one. So I'm going to go to the neutral. Let's try the cool and neutral curves and try a neutral matte for that one. See how that gives it a little bit of a film look? I could do that, or I could add a tiny bit of cross-processing, or I could go down to the cool version of the mattes and make it even more cool. I like the teal because it gives it that little bit of a greenish kind of tint that makes it look like it was actually shot on film. Or you can do cool cross-processing. This looks a little bit more like slide film, but I think because the greens here are so awesome in this truck, I'm going to go back with the neutral matte teal. And we are done. Let's check out these images full screen. That one is looking awesome in color, and it is looking awesome in black and white as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the editing here. It was pretty quick, and I hope it was simple to follow. And as always, I hope your creative juices are a little inspired to go out and find some cool stuff to take pictures of, go on some adventures, and share them with the SLR Lounge community. All right, folks, take care and see you next time.